Hello, Aquarius. We are doing a reading for the full moon on 19th. It is a full moon in Taurus. We're taking a look at the influences leading up to the full moon, the energy that it will offer, and what the outcome will be. Along the way, we're going to be talking about the shadow influences of the Scorpio season and the new moon that was in Scorpio that was on the 4th. We also have the 11/11 portal, 11/11 from that just happened. As I'm doing this, it was yesterday, which did a lot for opening up people, expanding their insight and energies. So what do we need to know for Aquarius? I'm not doing 15 cards, sorry. Aquarius. Let's try this again. Aquarius energy leading up to the full moon. Aquarius energy leading up to the full moon. What was the energy leading up to, what is the energy leading up to the full moon on the 19th for Aquarius? What do we need to know? Okay. So my process is this. I start off with, I pull a card that's a signifier card from the Psychic Tarot deck and Psychic Oracle deck. And in this case, I got two of them. I got Trapped in Fear. And we're not going to get scared because honestly, there's more. And Sacrifice. Now, Sacrifice sounds scary, but really, if you look at this, what you're giving up, sometimes you have to give up a lot to get stuff. All right, so we're going to talk about the influence of Scorpio in the last month. It has a tendency to look at the darker side of your personality. It tends to mine up things that you thought you had dealt with, or maybe didn't think were worthy of being worked on, and pushes those buttons. I use the analogy of sticking a finger in a sore. You know, it's like, haha, we're going to bring this up and see if you have to deal with it again. And really, isn't that what we're all here for, is to learn these life lessons? So keep that in mind. So part of this is fear. I'm feeling like there are people who are stuck in place, haven't moved, because they are afraid. They are afraid of everything that is out there, and normally this is not an Aquarius issue, but sometimes overthinking is. It can be highly emotional. It can be trying to see so far ahead that you are missing the things that are in front of you. It is certainly that energy. I'm getting the feeling that it is something that you want to get to a certain place, but you're so tied up in how you're going to get there, and things aren't working the way you wanted to, but how do you handle this? And there's too much in your head. So the first card that came up was the Seven of Swords. Now, a lot of this is, and you know, this has been a big influence on from one of the readings that I've done so far. Honestly, it's a recurring theme, and that is pulling back into yourself, withdrawing from a situation, putting energy into everything else but that thing that's bothering you. And I think that's definitely the situation for Aquarius. This card that came up, and it's going to look scary. I'm going to warn you ahead of time. It's the Death card. But the Death card is not about, you hear this a lot. Death card isn't about actual, I'm going to die. What it is it's about those darker sides of your personality. It's about the, perhaps, the things that you let get to you. It can be an obsession with something. It can be a addiction to something. It can be closing yourself off from others. All of these things that serve to separate you from other people. But it's self-imposed. That's the thing about this card. So the last card I got leading up to this was the Strength card, which seems you got it. You have all of the resources that you need to move forward with this. You just have to recognize that within yourself. And that's the hardest part right there, is the recognizing that it's within you, and that even though it's scary, you have what it takes to be able to move forward. So we're going to do a clarifier on those cards. Yeah. What do we need to know about the influences leading up to the full moon for Aquarius? I'm getting this sort of too much in the head. What do we need to know? Oop. What do we need to know? Wow, they're all wanting to jump out. Again, too many ideas, too many thoughts, too many things going on. What do we need to know for Aquarius moving forward? So you got the moonlight in reverse, shedding light on a situation. You got a balancing act, trying to bring together all the pieces of the puzzle so that they work, and trying to make sure that each part of those pieces dazzles, because that's your personality. And strength, we have the Strength card here twice. So this to me says you're on the right track. You know, anytime it shows up twice, and this is two different decks, I mean, it's just, that is telling me what's being called on is your own personal strength to overcome those things that are it's yourself holding yourself back. All right, so we're going to look at what energy the full moon is going to bring in for you. What opportunities, what kind of insight is this full moon on the 19th going to offer? Full moon energy and insight. Aquarius. What do we need to know moving forward? What do we need to know moving forward? What do we need to know moving forward? Aquarius. Full moon. What is it being offered? Very similar to a lot of what I'm seeing in other readings, and that is the task isn't going to be easy, and you may become very battle weary from it. It's going to require a lot of insight. That fear that we talked about in the beginning, that fear thing that you know, trapped in fear, you're afraid of yourself. Those things are within you that are holding you back. But it's an offering that is coming to you, and it may come in the form of people to talk to, people to help you work it through. It's not all about doing it solitarily. It is about bringing other people into the equation. When you let go of the total control of the situation, you enable yourself to heal. You enable other people to have an active participation in whatever the situation is, and allow them to work on their own journeys as well. So it is calling on you to open yourself up to other people. And that's scary because you want control. Whew. All right. So what is going to be the final outcome energy for the full moon in Taurus for Aquarius? What do we need to know about this journey moving forward? What is going to be the overall energy outcome and insight for Aquarius from the full moon on the 19th? What do they need to know? What do we need to know? Again, similar to what I'm saying, it's putting the fear in its place, getting rid of the fear. You have to face it head on. That's the fear. The best way to fight fear is to face it head on. It's not about controlling it so the fear goes away, because then you don't actually deal with it. It's about putting in the work so that you can enjoy the benefits of it. You can't do this until you do this. You cannot enjoy the benefits of it all until you do. And the last one is the Queen of Wands. And it's telling you that you have the ability to do this. You have the I think with it is going to come calmness. With it is going to come acceptance. There are going to be future battles. You're still going to have future battles. Everybody does. There are going to be these things. But there's this fear that you need to handle. And that's the bigger picture of this whole thing. So by doing that, you'll create an outcome for yourself that will put you more at ease. All right, we are going to clarify this with the Shaman's Oracle deck. What do we need to know for Aquarius? What do we need to know for Aquarius under the full moon energy on the 19th? What do we need to know? Full moon energy on the 19th. What do we need to know? Rest and renewal. So with this is going to come peace. On the bottom of the deck is curiosity. I always say take a look at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is curiosity. So by opening this up, you'll give yourself more opportunity to let other things into your life. That's the way I look at that. Not an easy reading. You know, I understand that no one likes to deal with this sort of shadow work of themselves. And I think that generally as a rule, Aquarius tend to put on an outside appearance that all is well. But inside, they are really can be struggling. And I think that's where the trapped in fear comes from. You know, not everything is always bright and shiny and rosy, but not everything has to be. Not everything in life is like that. So definitely, you know, keep that in mind, that this fear of letting other people know that you are struggling, other people are struggling too. You just might find out that they have an answer that you hadn't thought of. All right. I hope this finds you safe and well, and know that I'm sending blessings from Maine. Bye-bye.